Hello, this is Sean. I'm going to be producing this actual play and act as the handler or the game master. We're going to be running Delta Green Impossible Landscapes. This is published by arrangement with the Delta Green Partnership. The intellectual property known as Delta Green is a trademark and copyright owned by the Delta Green Partnership, who has licensed its use here. The contents of the document, or the following actual play, are copyright of DG Unsanctioned, accepting those elements that are components of the Delta Green intellectual property. We appreciate Art Dream Publishing and Delta Green allowing us to use some of the material in our actual play. Now, the reason for this intro is not only to get that out of the way, but I also wanted to let you know that in some actual plays, they're heavily produced. Maybe there are sound effects, music, different setups and introductions. This is not one of those actual plays. I approached the group back in June of 2022 to say, hey, I want to run Delta Green and Impossible Landscapes. Would you be interested in playing? And they said yes. And I said, I'd like to record the sessions. Are you okay with that? Yes. But I didn't want to stream them, and I didn't want it to be the focal point because I wanted it to be more natural. So I've got 5 players and myself, and we hit record, and that's what you're about to listen to. I may do some editing on the front and the back end just to basically start it off in the right spot and end it at the right spot. But if you're used to some heavily produced actual plays, this is not going to be one of those. But the players are awesome. The story is awesome. And I like to think of myself as not too bad of a game master and hope that you enjoy it. I also wanted to introduce the agents, who will be playing them, and who they are associated with, just to give you an idea of matching up the voice with the actual person. So Harrigan is going to be playing Agent Maya, who is a U.S. Deputy Marshal. Lou is going to be playing Agent Min Young, who is an anthropologist. Phil will be playing Agent Mosby, an EPA agent. Craig will be playing Agent Mailman, a U.S. Postal Inspector. And Edwin will be playing Agent Manteo, a U.S. Air Force Staff Sergeant. If you notice, they all are going to be part of MCell. If you're not familiar with Delta Green, by all means, head over to delta-green.com and you'll get more products like this and more information about the role-playing game. But without further ado, on to the game. Prior to this, I'm running Sweetness. So Harrigan and Lou and Edwin have been in on that for the last 3 sessions. It still hasn't finished up. They're using the same characters from Sweetness to this one. So obviously they will survive Sweetness. So good job, you guys. Bravo. We don't know how they will survive Sweetness and how that may impact a couple of sessions from here, but we'll see how it goes. Setting this up, Delta Green. So this is going to take place in 1995. And it's Thursday, August 10th, 1995. The reason I bring that up is because you get the idea of the time frame. For those that are playing Sweetness, it's about 2 years forward in the future. For those of you that are not familiar with who is not familiar with the Delta Green setting and organization and history? Craig, you are familiar?
I am familiar. Yeah, I am. Yeah. No, I've played a couple times, read the book a few times.
Phil, I know you run it.
I'm good.
Edwin? Okay. The reason I bring that up is because during this particular time frame, it's the time of the outlaws. So years ago in Delta Green, the program was defunded, pulled as an official government project, and that was it. Some of those individuals had gone on to still do some operations covertly, but there's very little budget. There's no central governance or oversight or anything like that. So that's why they call them the outlaws. I bring this up only because it's pertinent to the time frame of which this campaign kicks off. Eventually, spoilers, down the road in 2000 something, they bring 2001, Harrigan.
Yep.
They bring Delta Green back into the fold as a formal government funded agency. But while you're during the outlaw era, there was people would show up. Well, first of all, it's by cell. So there would be 26 different cells. They would typically be made up of about 3 people. And so this, for you guys that know this, it's just a reminder. So you guys are part of M cell, which means to the people that may watch this video or hear this audio, you all refer to each other as agent, and it starts with an M, right? So we've got Agent Mailman, Agent Maya, Agent Min Young, Agent Mosby.
That's cute.
It is cute. And Agent
Jan.
Mignon, yeah, and Agent Mantio. Or is it? It's Mantio, right?
Mentio, yeah.
And then there's A-Cell, and A-Cell is usually operations behind it and things of that nature. But each cell down the alphabet, typically 3 agents. You guys happen to be 5, and you may get called up once a year, once every 5 years. It's very rare. And so this just happens to be one of those situations where you get the noticeable document in the mail where you're not sure where it comes from, but it's essentially the code of A Night at the Opera, which you know is that there's an operation that's going to be taking place, and you're being called to New York City, specifically to Washington Square Park. So if you're not familiar with New York City, Washington Square Park's the one that's got the, like, kind of the Arc de Triomphe in the park. Let's see. So okay. How you got there, not a big deal. What the documents were that came into your parcel, you just know and recognize that it's a call to for this particular operation. You have all worked with a particular individual by the name of Agent Marcus. It's been some time for some of you. For others, it's been almost 2 years and a couple months since you've run into Agent Marcus in a Tampa hotel room where he talked about some type of carving that was on a residential neighborhood's affluent door entryway into somebody's house that you went and investigated. It is that strange. He had disappeared, gave you a briefing, and left the hotel and was never seen again or heard of again, unless in sweetness you guys call him for some reason and he answers the phone. So when you get to Washington Square Park, it's approximately 4:45 p.m. Local time. The park is filled with people. There's musicians, clowns, jugglers, hundreds of tourists. It's a bright sunny day with a slight breeze, balmy 80 degrees. So it's not too hot. And as you approach, you do recognize and see Agent Marcus.
Nice.
Okay.
For those of you that have seen him in the past, he's probably aged a little bit. His hair starts to gray a little. You could see some defining lines under his eyes and forehead. But nonetheless, you can certainly pick him out relatively easy. As you notice him, he also recognizes some of you and rounds you up within the park. And it's probably upon one of those walls that, circle that fountain that you see in front of you, spewing water as the kids splash around in it. And a woman's there with her pants kind of hiked up as she sticks her feet into the fountain. And you guys, as you're talking to him, or as he sits you down, and he's a bit on the serious side, he's got kind of a false smile to himself, and he points at the landmarks like the arch as if he's kind of giving you a little bit of a tour and trying to be nonchalant. But as he talks, you every once in a while, and it doesn't matter where you are or who you are, as you kind of roam around, you get a little bit of whiff of alcohol on his breath. It's 4:45 in the afternoon on a Thursday. Maybe not be all that unusual, but you could definitely tell he's hit probably something strong, like a whiskey of some kind, comes off his breath. He says, we have a particular operation that we need you to tackle. He kind of waves around and sits down and says, we're going to be granting you clearance to assist the FBI, in the collection of evidence from a location of a woman's disappearance that is, she's being, we suspect a kidnapping or foul play. And so he pulls out, he's like, kind of digs into, he's got a briefcase, pops open the briefcase, and he hands each one of you an envelope. And in the envelope, as you open it, are identification badges, obviously false. That has to do with FBI. It's an FBI authorized badges. If you're in law enforcement, then you are kind of deputized into the FBI for this particular operation. And he mentions that. So he points to you respectively and says, now that everybody's code names changed, Agent Maya, you have some experience in the law enforcement. Agent Mailman, I suppose. No, not so much. Okay. So you would have your own particular deputization of being in the FBI. Others would be more on an advisory basis. There's a woman, her name is Abigail Wright. We have a location of where she had lived and resided here in New York. We need you to go into the apartment and catalog every item and paper in her apartment. There was a symbol associated with the occult and demonology was found in the original investigation, but I do not have a copy or know its name or what it looks like. Only that it was an occult, and that's all you need to know. And that was provided to us by Delta Green Friendly.
Sean, did you say New York City?
It is, yep.
And we're in DC, aren't we?
No, New York City. Did I say DC?
Washington Square, but
Washington Square, New York.
Gotcha.
New York.
In New York. Gotcha.
Yeah. I think it's by Greenwich Village.
Lou's probably been there.
Yes.
I was there not too long ago. But it was a lot less interesting than us being here now.
Right. So we need you to investigate the location. And then he kind of smiles as somebody walks by, taking some curious, looks at you, kind of waves. Need you to investigate the location and determine whether unnatural influence is behind the disappearance of Miss Wright. If there is anything unnatural found, stop it or destroy it.
So Marcus, how long ago did she vanish? When was the last time she was seen?
Well, so that would be a good question. And I don't know why I don't have it in front of me. Hold on a second. So he's going to, in your file, this is what you get. You get temp FBI credentials. You get a New York Post article.
Oh, okay. So it's a month old. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll change my question.
Oh, more than so June 4th. Oh, she disappeared June 4th.
June
Oh,
4th.
yeah.
That's what it said. Yeah, but the article's from July.
A couple
10th.
months ago.
Two-
A few
Oh,
months
okay.
ago. June. So it's August now.
Yeah. So has the place been sealed, Marcus, since
Place has been sealed off.
But it's got rotten milk in the fridge still.
Potentially. The police investigated. So what we know, and we're codenaming this Operation Alice. She kind of gives you the lowdown. And some of this is already documented, but he'll give you the lowdown to save you some time. Abigail Laura Wright, a Caucasian woman, age 26, a successful fine artist, missing from her apartment in Manhattan. Address is in the files. She was last seen 4 days before she was reported missing on June 4th, 1995 by her father, Nassau County Police Officer Thomas Wright. Thomas is a Caucasian man, age 50. He pulled some strings to get the NYPD immediately involved. She's lived in Manhattan for 7.5 years. And in that time, she only went to the police once to report a mugging in 1994. That has been unsolved. And is pretty much a dead file. As far as her academic record, it's very distinguished and an impressive list of credentials and former clients. Last year, she had a show that was held at the Mercury, which is a trendy art gallery downtown on Franklin Street. She managed to sell apparently 15 pieces. And with that money, she took about a half a year off just to paint. So, 6 months later, she disappeared on, as the best authorities can guess, June 1, 1995. So the police entered her studio in the McAllister building at East 32nd Street in the Kips Bay neighborhood of Manhattan on the 4th of June. They found a baffling tableau. What once was a modest apartment had become an obsessive compulsive's dream. You'll witness this when you go in and visit the scene. And that's why we need you to catalog all the information that's in her apartment. The police were just too overwhelmed. And for the most part have left things mostly intact. So every surface was covered in junk, glued or taped to the walls. Only the floor remained clear.
Video.
Coughs. Says the rug yanked up to reveal a battered linoleum surface. And among the junk were sets of dentures, partial dentures, 1940s wheelchair, modern and antique artificial limbs, dozens of shirts, shoes, briefcases, assorted radios spanning several decades, some still operational but mundane, all manner of jewelry, earrings, rings, necklaces, thousands of papers of all designs and ages, some in Spanish, some in Mandarin, and even a college economics report in Farsi. Almost all these items were glued to the wall with a fast-setting, cheap, full-bond epoxy. We don't know what to make of it.
Did she own this apartment?
She rented.
Rented. Okay. So they must be getting antsy. So the father's still paying the rent?
I'm not quite sure if he's paying the rent. It's a unique building. It's kind of an artsy fartsy community co-op-y kind of thing. A lot of artists live in the building apparently.
Oh, so she might have been a member rather than a renter per se. More like a
Or
condo kind of
they
thing.
may just focus in on, the art types and rent to them specifically.
Yeah.
So, quick question. So this studio in this McAllister building, is that one in the same as her apartment, or is that a separate place?
That's her apartment. One
Okay.
end of the same.
Studio apartment.
She would create all her works there.
Oh, okay.
So prior to this, she had been a fastidious young woman, not given to accumulating odds and ends, apparently, mentioned from her father. There were no obvious signs of struggle or any sort of violence, no forced entry, and the neighbors offered no useful testimony. Detectives investigated several leads, but uncovered nothing. So the
they talked
apartment,
to whatever boyfriend, girlfriend, college buddies, all that stuff. That's all those notes exist somewhere.
well, she's been out of college for a little while, but there isn't really much to go off of other than her time in Manhattan here. The apartment itself remained a crime scene and was visited 4 times by the NYPD, but only twice by detectives due to a heavy backlog here in the city. We just don't have time to deal with it. Here's the
Sean?
thing. Yeah.
Sorry. Maya's going through the folder while the conversation is happening. Are there anything around like fingerprints from the apartment or anything like that, or signs of break and enter?
No forced entry.
Is there a police report? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most of this is all, he's summing it up. It's all in official documentation.
Okay.
Some of the stuff is like obviously speculation and things of that nature, but anything that's kind of to the point is documented somewhere.
Okay.
And I could probably even share this with you guys. It's not that big a deal.
Well, even in the newspaper article, it says the door was locked from within.
It does not appear to be an active case right now because of the backlog.
Correct. Detectives just don't have time to deal with it. We do have a detective that can meet you over there and let you into the apartment. And his name's in the file as well. So
he's not a friendly.
he is not a friendly no.
And that's this Detective Guiradonda.
Correct.
Does the police force know the local precinct? Do they know that the feds are being brought in on this?
They do. The detective you can that will allow you access into the apartment knows that you're coming.
Marcus, you mentioned a symbol, yet there's no information on the symbol. There's no drawing of the symbol. I'm kind of confused by that. I mean, it sounds like it's what tipped us off, or tipped you off, or whoever identified it, and yet you've got nothing that you can give us on that?
No, we've got a friendly that we're taking their word for. And, we probably wouldn't have given it the time of day because of all we have to filter out some of the nut jobs and some of the serious, and even some of the nut jobs can be legit. I mean, we know what's out there. So after a little investigation, we pull the police records and realized that something's going, this woman who seemed to come from a fairly stable background, her father being in law enforcement. She's an artist type, comes to Manhattan, everything's fine, no police interaction besides the mugging. But the description within the premises, along with this symbol that was stated from a friendly, we couldn't let it go. So we need
That's a
somebody
lot
to
of-
just make sure to investigate it and ensure there isn't anything there to be confirmed.
It's a lot
Can
of
we get-
classic signs of somebody getting in over their head here.
Yeah. How much time, Marcus, do you think it's going to take us to catalog all this shit?
Depends. You'll have to find out once you get there. I haven't seen it myself. I mean, I don't know if it's an hour or it's a month.
Sounds like it's going to be a couple days or whatever, but
Do-
we just stay there.
Do we keep 2 catalogs, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe we'd probably want to know what's all in the apartment, but I don't think the NYPD, given the backlog, has enough time to even if you came up with the details, they are more than happy to offload it onto the FBI.
Got
They
it.
don't really want to deal with it. If you just kept it to ourselves, chances
We'll just give
are,
them a report and edit
Just
it.
give them a
What's
summary.
What's the purpose of the catalog? I mean, like, is it going to get fed into a database? Or, I mean, obviously we could do this. Like, we could do audio recordings and just talk our way through it. We could do video recordings, or we can put it into a spreadsheet. Like, depends what we're supposed to do with the, what the goal of recording this stuff is.
well, we may. It's not only to record everything there, but if there is an occult symbol there, demonology, that you guys would recognize that, understand it, and report it. But also understand, is there any coincidence with the disappearance of Abigail Wright and
Right.
any paranormal activity?
I mean, it
That's what
seems
this
like
is all about.
it seems like the making the catalog is the excuse, and nobody actually cares about the catalog we create. What matters is that we either find something or we don't find something. Is that,
Depends what we find.
well, if we find something, it matters, obviously, but the, like, no one's going to go through our catalog after
Nobody's
us.
checking our work.
Exactly.
You're the
what's
FBI.
important
They
is that we go
think
look
they
for
think you're
something.
in charge,
Right.
and they're trusted
Good.
advisors.
Yep. No, that's great.
Now, 2 months after Wright's disappearance, August 4, 1995, we did get a report, and there was something filed that her credit card was used in Patience, Maryland, to purchase a pack of Old Gold cigarettes. Case was given to the New York FBI as a possible kidnapping. The FBI re-examined the tenants of the building and Wright's associates and friends, and came to the same dead end, which stopped the NYPD. Employees at the gas station where Wright's credit card was used had no particular recollection of the transaction and didn't recognize Wright from any photographs. So
Say
the signature,
Patience, Maryland.
patience, yeah, as in my patience is wearing thin.
Yep.
So now we know why. Now we know why the feds can be brought in. So that simplifies things.
The signature on the receipt was her name, but not her handwriting. The gas station has no surveillance cameras.
That's probably left over from the mugging. When was the mugging?
About a while ago.
1994.
1994.
A year
so
ago.
That's just last year somewhere. Maybe it was just a test case to see if the credit card would work.
Marcus, is it possible to talk to the friendly
Yeah.
and find out about the symbol?
Well, we go look
Could
at the
they
symbol. right? It's
possibly
there.
draw us a replica?
No, we don't have that information. The
What, the-
friendly
the friend-
the friendly is under the impression that they came across it very flippantly. No record of it or understanding of it. We still think there may be signs within the apartment.
Definitely interested in seeing the apartment.
Where we start.
That's our job, right? Go to the apartment and figure out what's over there.
So in the file, you get FBI credentials for all the agents, the New York Post article, the Abigail Wright police and FBI files, which is pretty much everything I just mentioned to you, the address in the McAllister building, a set of freshly made keys to the building, and to Wright's apartment stamped "Do not duplicate." And then there's a Polaroid photograph of Abigail Wright taken by herself out of focus. A sticker on the back of the photo reveals Wright, comma, A, 1 January 1994. And that looks like...
So that was right as she closed her big success there. This photo was right after her sale of the 15 pieces that got her the money to get herself into trouble.
Right. Took the time off.
Yeah.
Marcus, what do we have as far as resources? If I want to get online, do some poking around, do we have a safe house? Do we have anything? Are we on our own?
You're on your own. Budgets are tight.
Fine.
Don't have a lot of money nowadays. Cutbacks, things of that nature. So we don't have a lot of resources to be able to allocate to the Operation Alice. But you have the complete authority to be able to tackle anything that you run into that may be of, peculiar nature. And then he looks and he's like, he gets up, he takes a couple steps, goes into his jacket pocket. He's kind of rolling up his sleeves, this tweed jacket he's got on, and pats his head from a little of the heat. Grabs, you could see out of the kind of periphery that takes a little silver thing in his hand, takes a drink, tilts his head back, puts the cap back on, puts it in his coat.
Is he trying to be covert about it?
Yeah, he's being a little covert a little bit. And as he's doing it, his hands shaking a little bit, and puts it back.
How surprising is that for me? Or do I not even know Marcus well enough to know if this is...
You'd probably... It's hard to say. It depends on how much exposure you've had to some of this stuff. It could be just matter of fact, or you could be a little.
Mailman, if you raise an eyebrow at that little nip he took, Maya will lean close and go, "I've worked with him before. We'll be lucky to see him again after this meeting."
Okay. You guys get the sense from my face that I'm done talking to Marcus. I don't know if he's given us much more. So I think I'm going to turn to all of you and say, I'd like to go to the library, do some poking around on this building, poking around on her, get on some local bulletin boards, our artist and all that kind of stuff, and just see if there's been any type of chatter around that. Happy to catch up with you, happy to, meet up with you, whatever you want to do. But I'd like to spend an hour or two just seeing what's not in the papers, what's not on television, what's just being chatted about behind the scenes.
Sure,
More articles.
It's almost 5:00. You probably spend a few hours and maybe meet us in the morning over at the apartment.
Yeah, if you guys and gals are good with that, I am.
I think someone should also check out, maybe not tonight, but tomorrow, the art gallery that she sold the paintings at.
See what kind of
Ask
art
who
she
were the
had.
buyers? Was it one person? Is it
Yeah.
what types were they?
I'd be interested in talking about art with the gallery. That'd be fun. I like art.
Art is art. I'm down with science, so I want to grab the keys and make over to the apartment because I want to see these symbols.
So we're
And then I
thinking
also-
morning?
I'm gonna go to the apartment now. I have nothing else to do while I'm there.
I'm going to the
Don't,
apartment too.
Don't call us just because you managed to get the door unlocked.
I I'm not as excitable as I was last time you saw me.
You're a lot cuter though.
He's calmer
Why,
now.
thank you.
He does seem calmer, doesn't he?
I am.
does.
I'm much calmer. I changed my shirt. If you haven't noticed,
Maya says,
Nice.
"Are we gonna
this is a whole different getup.
start this work tonight? Because we need trash bags, we need gloves, we need a camera. If we're
I
gonna
think
start
you
the
want a
work,
tape recorder and camera, video.
let's go have a look, and then we'll let us know the best things we can get to clean up.
Well,
How far is the
Times Square,
gallery
we can
from
get
the,
10 cameras for the price of one.
How
So-
far is the gallery from the apartment?
Not too far.
Okay.
Sure.
I'll go with you to the apartment and then we can break from there. I'm kind of thinking that we may as well just use the apartment as our home base. We just clear out a space, log an area and we can just camp there.
We can ask
I'm
the
gonna go-
super if there's an empty apartment, because it sounds like there's not going to be room to even sit in this place.
Said the floor was
So-
clear.
We're not going to want to stay there.
Why?
No way. There might be something unnatural going on there.
Would it be a little?
Freezing.
Would it
And
be a
there's-
little? Go ahead.
There's no beds for 5 of us.
I don't think I want to stay there. I'd rather ask the super. We have the keys, so
We'll get
You
a
see
hotel room.
Marcus walk off
Yep.
kind of
And
in a
he's gone.
hurry, but he doesn't go. He goes about 50 feet, just like quick step. And he goes over towards the Arc, actually, in Washington Square. And he kind of gets up against it. And he's looking around. And then he looks around kind of the corner of the Arc. It's very odd out in the middle of the park because everybody's walking around. He looks around the Arc as if like he doesn't want to be. He's trying to spy on or see something, and then quickly comes back to behind the stone structure. And then he looks back over again in the opposite direction of everybody, right? Looks over, and you guys can see this clearly. And then he comes walking back a little bit slower than the way he went over. And about halfway towards you, he looks over his shoulder back in the same direction.
Who's
And
spying on us, Marcus?
He says, "What? I'm sorry.
Who's spying on us?
Spying on us? I don't.
Yeah.
Not sure. I don't.
Come on, Marcus.
Stupid cat." He's like, "Nope. Everything's fine. Just
Sure.
thought I might have saw a friend of mine."
Yeah.
And he goes to
he
get his
runs
cat.
and he runs away.
And he runs off.
Stupid cat's not
Don't pick it
gonna
up. That's a
shoot me.
rat, not a cat.
Do we have Marcus's phone number?
You do.
Okay.
Call it. See if it rings in his pocket.
For all the good it does us. Yeah.
So, do any of us know about this outlaws thing, or no? Like, how would we know about these
We're just-
factions and all
we're
this
just-
fun stuff, right?
There is no faction right now. We're just Delta Green. They're
Yeah,
just
so we wouldn't.
there.
Yeah,
There isn't a government sanctioned version of it. We're just
Yeah,
underground.
yeah. So all that meta we don't know. That's just okay.
Yep. We're just agents of less than 26 cells.
Agent Mailman and Agent Matteo. As you're sitting there, you see a clown dancing on a stage in precise
Judy.
movements to the music and drags a ribbon-covered paper dragon through the air. The paper dragon draws very specific patterns in the air.
And who saw this? Mantio and who else?
Agent Mailman
Mailman.
and Agent
Oh.
Mantio.
I look over at Mailman, who's obviously watching the clown also, and just kind of cock an eyebrow.
Does it
There's-
look like a? Oh, go ahead.
There's tourists that are kind of gathered around the open area, and this weird, strange, small clown dancing around, looping this dirge interspersed with a relentless drum, boo, 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 playing from a scratchy, old-looking record player. And the clown appears to be, well, actually, you can see it from where you are, but it's a little bit, but it's strange because as you're looking at it, there's a crowd around it, but there's a straight line of sight to the clown. Like you can just see it clearly right through the crowd, as if the crowd is
parted for us,
parted for you to see the clown.
So noticing that, do I get a sense of does the positioning of the clown in any way explain Marcus's reactions and looking around and stuff like that?
No, Marcus doesn't really notice it. He did his thing over by the ark and came back, and he's not paying attention to the crowd. As a matter of fact, he's kind of looking around in different directions.
Mailman, break right. I'm going to head left. Let's see if the crowd moves.
Exactly what I was thinking.
So the two of us move this way. So the clown's there, and we're moving like this.
Flank.
Okay.
And I'm trying to see if the line to the crowd, the direct eye line, follows me as I move, change my angle.
It does not as you change your angle, but the crowd kind of all encircles this clown. And as you get a little bit closer, it doesn't, you don't have to go very far, 10, 15 feet, and things become a little bit more clear. The clown appears to be a child in a coverall emblazoned with geometric shapes filled with various colors. And the child seems to be wearing what appears to be a clown mask that covers the child's entire head. And the mask's face has a smile exposing rectangular teeth, and its eyes are black slits.
How old, roughly?
Oh, probably 5 years old. It appears to be.
But it could be a short person because they're covered, right? We can't actually tell it's a child. I assume they're just that child sized.
True. But as far as you can tell, it looks like a child.
So I'm going to pull
go ahead.
I'm going to pull a buck out of my pocket and kind of work my way through the crowd like I'm going to try to tip the kid.
Okay.
Just paying real close attention to how the crowd reacts to me and how the kid reacts to me.
Sure.
Has the rest of us, Sean, noticed that our two of us have moved off?
Yeah, you would see Mailman and Manteo just kind of start wandering towards this crowd. And as you look over at the crowd, it's there. You don't see what's going on beyond there. There must be, maybe it's a musician playing a guitar or some type of street performer that people.
We don't see the clown. Okay.
You don't see him from where you are. It's kind of encircled, kind of all encompassing around somebody. You're not sure.
Maya's just going to say, where are they going? As you guys move off.
No idea what's got their attention.
Boof, boof, boof. And he's making taking this paper covered, or this ribbon covered paper dragon through the air, making different kind of motions with it, kind of drawing different shapes.
Is anything changing as I'm working through the crowd or getting closer to the kid?
No. Nope.
So when I get to the front row, do I see a cup, a hat, open guitar case?
So as you make your way to the center, like you're kind of walking through the people, like I've kind of
got my dollar up like this, right?
Yep.
To kind of justify my.
Yeah, everybody claps. You hear a bunch of clapping. So everybody hears clapping, and then the crowd disperses and they're like, oh, yay. And then they just all start to walk off.
And the kid stops or keeps going?
You don't see any child or clown.
Yeah.
I immediately look for Mateo.
Yeah. I've been watching Mailman as the dollar bill thing was.
Did the kid get lost in the crowd? Could you see what happened? I
didn't see anything. And I do the I look to check my six because somebody's obviously distracting me up front, and so I want to do a full perimeter, see who's watching me, see who's about to jump me, see who's about to take out Agent Marcus, whatever.
Okay. The sound is gone. The people have dispersed. Rather, they rush off in many different directions. There's no sign of the child. There's no record player. There's no source for any audio.
You saw it, right?
Yes.
And heard it.
Heard it, saw it. The figures.
Let's see if these guys saw it.
Sure. Yeah, I'll go and walk the stage, but
I'm going to head back and ask you guys and gals if you've heard any. What did you see? Before I tell you what I saw.
I have no idea what you're talking about. You guys
Maya
went
shakes
off. I thought maybe you went to go get ice cream or something. I had no idea.
Did you see the crowd?
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
a street performer or something, right?
Yeah,
Couldn't
something
see it.
going on. Yeah.
Did you guys see a kid in the crowd kind of take off? Or so there was a clown that was dancing around with doing a little paper ribbon dance or something, and it was in a clown outfit, clown mask, and everything. And I'm working my way up to try to figure out what the hell's going on. And by the time I get there, the crowd disperses and there's no kid, no music, no nothing. And I mean, Matteo saw it. Did anybody else see anything?
Nope.
We were wondering where you went.
Yeah.
Sean, as the crowd like left the area, or are they back to other things in the park, or what?
Yeah, they've some have gone off outside the park. Some have gone back to sit down and at the water, and some they just disperse everywhere.
Did you say when they first noticed it that there was music?
There was.
And
Or
did we hear?
You guys
did
would have
three
heard.
of us hear Did we three of us hear the music as well?
Yeah.
Okay. So some sort of street performer, but we couldn't get a good look at them because the crowd was in the way.
Some sort of magic act or something like that. Okay.
Marcus, did you see a clown?
Clown. What do you mean?
That's what I thought.
I get wanting to go there tonight, but there's no rush. And doesn't it make sense to go beyond what Marcus has told us before we go walking into this place? I'm anxious as well, but it seems like a really dumb. It seems like a rookie move.
I like to see the ground before I try to investigate it. I feel like we don't know anything right now, and once we see the place, we'll know something. We'd know what we're trying to look up, or I mean, I could see it both ways, but
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to find out? That somebody thinks the building's haunted?
You also
I mean,
might find
I'll bet you $20 right now that there's somewhere you find somebody who says that building's haunted.
you may also find like a notebook or a pad or some phone numbers written down that you can further research after you pull them out of the apartment. I'm hoping to get her phone number so we can check the phone company to see when the last time she made a phone call was.
I'll be most useful if we can find that symbol and see if there's any other occult markings, and then I can make a few phone calls.
Maya looks at mailman and says, "We'll be all right. We can go over tonight. Just take a look. We won't spend too long there."
All right. I'll go with you. All right. I want us to look in the door before we go in the door, and I don't want us all going in. But that's just me.
Sit there, and Agent Mosby. You see Marcus. He's looking across the park, across the fountain, just staring, like he's trying to make something out in the distance.
Marcus, what are you looking at out there? What's got you so spooked?
He comes back and he's like, nothing.
Can I
Enjoying
see
the
what you-
day. Enjoying the day, Mosby. Enjoying the day.
Well, obviously I think he's full of shit. Like he's just lying through his teeth. This guy's so jittery.
Yeah, give me a human check.
Sure. I was hoping to see whatever he was trying to look at too.
Sure.
Human.
Oui.
Love those digital dice.
Fail.
You are welcome to roll your own if you'd like.
No, that's okay. Let's all keep it on the board so everyone sees everything's legit.
Don't get
We'll
defensive.
all
Sean.
share in your pain.
Yeah.
You don't make anything out for what he's looking at. Like even briefly, it's like snap him out of it, and you're looking in the same direction, and you don't happen to notice anything, and you're not sure what is up with him. He's obviously a little off.
Okay. And what was he trying to look at? Can I see anything in that regard?
And that guy could have been looking at an apartment building,
Yeah.
you know,
Okay,
a mile
fair enough.
away, as far as you're concerned. You're
Yeah.
like, what is this dude doing?
Yeah.
Hey,
He's
Marcus,
sketchy.
you got a place you're staying here in the city?
Yeah, I'm not gonna stay long. I got a flight to take off. You know, I don't know. I haven't decided. I might drive back. I might fly. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. And he's like
So how
sweating
do
his
we-
ass off.
Yeah,
He's like,
okay.
grabs out a kerchief, you know, white snot rag out of his breast pocket in his coat. And he's like, yeah, what is hot summers? Holy cow. Am I right? Like humidity, it gets you every time. It's warm, but it's not 100, right? Easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
need
So you guys have everything you need.
How do we get in touch with you, Marcus?
Then yeah, you've got my number. Just give me a call if you need anything. And you know, I don't know if how available I'll be, but you know, give me a call if it's something I could take care of. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward, you know. Find out what happened to Wright, and you know, if there's anything going on. If it's an occult symbol, you know, that's demonology. You know, you just do what you have to do. You understand? You do what you have to do.
I'm gonna walk away.
I got you, sir.
All right. So good seeing you guys. You know, it's been a long time since we caught up, but he starts walking away and kind of backing up as he's facing you. He's like, all right, you know, hey, I'm glad you guys made it to New York.
Say
You
hi
know,
to the
take care,
kids.
say hi to the family and kids for me and everything. So yeah, okay. Well, you know,
Be
okay.
careful, Marcus.
I turned
Be
to
careful.
the rest of the gang. I think he's setting us up for something.
Something's. I mean, I've not really
So-
worked with him, but
So, mailman, you don't want to go to the apartment. You want to tail him.
yeah,
We
That's
have
See where he
to.
goes.
that's a really good idea, Mignon. I can take care of
So-
that.
I'll go with you.
All right.
Hmm.
All right, we'll see you through. We'll see the two of you at the apartment.
Yeah.
He's not himself.
That dude is not in a good headspace.
Nah, he's way worse than he was 2 years ago. 2 years
I never saw
ago,
him.
he's a little spacey, but now he's nervous. He wasn't
This is-
nervous last time we met him.
This isn't just the booze. There's something going on.
Alrighty
So
then.
Sean, obviously not let him getting out of our sight, right? Let him walk away, but we're going to start the tail before it gets cold.
You're gonna tail Marcus.
Yep. Two
Okay.
of us are.
So you, which ones are you gonna tail him?
Maya and Mailman.
Yep.
Yeah, Maya and Mailman. Okay.
Banana.
So you guys kind of keep, you know, distance. Maya knows how to deal with, you know, surveillance.
She does. She's a marshal, man. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And he's looking every once in a while. He's looking over his shoulder, and you guys kind of have to duck or make sure you have a decent way to just kind of slide over behind a tree
Newspaper.
or some other obstacle. Yeah, the newspaper.
We can do that. Yep.
Just don't use this one.
Yeah.
No, that's right.
I got eye holes cut in it.
That's right.
And so
It is
eventually,
New York City, so there's some people on the street, right?
Right.
No one's gonna notice you in New York
Yeah.
City. You're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine.
that's true. It's relatively busy. You tail him for a little bit, and he gets into a vehicle that's parked on a street. It's got a ticket on it. He pulls off the ticket and throws it on the ground and gets in the car and starts it up and he peels off like, way too fast.
Taxi. Trying to
Okay.
flag a taxi immediately.
All right.
You want luck? What do you want?
Give me a luck. Yeah, give me a luck check.
Is there luck on the sheet or is it just straight roll with the
50-50.
dice?
a
I know, but
50-50, right?
I'm just wondering if it's on the sheet or not.
I don't
I don't
think
think
it
it
is.
is.
So-
No.
Isn't it on the very top where you've got your name, pop out, roll luck, sheet close?
Oh yeah. At the
Oh,
way
oh,
top,
get outta
the
here.
toolbar
That's funny.
of your character sheet and found it.
Look at that. 45, baby.
Unbelievable. Look at that. Car
We
comes
flag,
up. Yeah.
flag a yellow taxi.
Yellow cab pulls up. Beep. Where you go, pal?
Wherever that sedan goes, keep close, but not too close.
Okay.
Jump into the back.
All
Good
right.
thing you got that FBI badge.
Yeah. It's a classic New York City car chase where we're in traffic.
Mosby and I just see
Sitting there.
Mosby and I just see Maya whoosh past us in a damn taxi.
So I would say the amount of time that has gone by since you met Agent Marcus has probably been a hot half hour, maybe. And then the crowd itself.
5:15.
So it's approximately 20 after 5, going on 5:30. It's rush hour, New York City. Everything's at a standstill. You move 5 feet, stops. You could see the car ahead, obviously. And, you guys are stuck in traffic. It's not going anywhere. Eventually it moves, takes a few left turn, right turn, gets on some less busier streets, but it is slow going. At this pace, you'll be in the car for the next hour if you continue to follow him wherever he's going. Guys like,
Mailman, you got in the cab too, right?
I sure.
Well, what Sean, when it becomes clear that this is going to be a slow motion chase or tail, Maya will say, if you want to jump out, you can. I can take it from here if we don't want to be stuck in the car together for so long, because it's going to take me a while to see where he's going.
Yeah.
Your call.
No, I'm good. I'll throw you some cash.
okay,
Great.
if you we'll fast forward that, you're going to follow him no matter what. Is that the plan?
I want to see where he goes.
Okay. All right. Got it.
So figure it out, Sean.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's going to the airport or a hotel or leaving the city or
He goes down the subway
Down the
tunnel,
tunnel.
and,
yeah.
and he can't find him once he gets down there. Whatever.
Well, he's
Probably in an
driving.
hour he'll hit, JFK, right?
Picks up a real artsy girl in her mid-20s that
Classic.
Dressed as a
Go
clown.
find her.
with a kid dressed as a clown.
No, definitely not.
She's got a dragon
dear.
tattoo.
Oh, how about that apartment? No.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, Sean, if you want, just cut and come back to
Yep.
Maya either making the decision to peel off or she sees where he goes. Right, your
Fair.
call. But
Yeah.
It makes
fine.
sense, I think,
Yeah.
for Maya to stay there.
I
agree.
think she would tail him.
Yeah.
Okay. Mailman, are you going to stay with him?
No, I'm going to go back to the group and say, look, Maya, they're not
Okay.
going
He's-
anywhere.
He's gonna get out of the taxi and walk the one block, even
Yeah.
though it's been half an hour.
Yeah.
He'll walk the one block back to the park.
Maya's got their teeth in deep, and no one's going to unlock that jaw. So
It's going to, you guys can go a couple blocks and then you realize how much of a gridlock it is and that, he's not moving, you're not moving. Who knows what's going on? Road construction, New York, right? August. I'm sure things are torn up. Plus it's rush hour. So eventually, Mailman, if you bail out of the taxi, that's fine. You can walk back. The rest of you, Mignon, Mosby, Mentillo, what are you guys doing as Mailman and Maya take off?
So how far is the apartment from Washington Square?
Right now, probably 15 minutes. Not too
Walk.
far.
Just like a mile.
It's a hump, but you can certainly walk there.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'll
it-
Quite a
start
few
walking.
blocks.
Subway.
You could probably Google this. The McAllister, McAllister Building's at 210 East 32nd Street. So let's see. Well, I'll tell you what it is. 210
Washington Square Park.
30.
Here we go. Oh, nice. Two
not
2
that-
miles.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
I didn't think it was
that's
that far.
no, we're taking a
That's a walk.
subway or
Yeah,
that's a long
like a
walk. I say
couple
I've done
stops
it.
up the
That's a
road.
long in August.
25
that's a long
minutes.
walk in the city.
I thought the weather was nice. It was only in the 80s.
80s. It's nice. The
Yeah,
sun's setting.
80s. This feels like the
No,
West Coast.
it's all the exhaust from the taxis and the
Walking in
falafel.
New York is a thing worth doing.
It's
Is it-
I've done it way too much. So
Is this a nice part of the city of New York?
it's
The 90s, yeah.
if there's such a thing, yeah, it's a nice part.
I've never been to New York before. This is my first time. Don't we want to?
Well, next time you come, let me know. I'm like 45 minutes from New York, so
Okay. I mean,
I'll,
I'd love to see the city while I'm here.
So I think Phil is playing his character and Lou is playing Lou. Because
That's
Lou
what
am.
is
I'm just-
in New
I am.
Jersey.
I'm messing. I'm.
Like
I picked it up halfway through, and I'm like, nah, I'm being dumb.
2 months from
You know,
now, Phil
This is
calls Lou.
mixing
It's
player
like, who
knowledge
the
and
fuck's
character
Mosby?
knowledge.
I was setting up a date with Phil. I don't know what was going on. We're playing. Oh, we're playing a game. We're playing
Yeah,
a game.
playing a
I
game.
forgot. Sorry.
Mosby's never
Sorry.
been to New York. I haven't been to New York either. I have never been, but
I'm
nor has
confused.
Well, I think he gathered you have never been there,
Phil,
Phil.
you're
That
so
was
in character,
that's what he
Phil.
was. Yes.
Mosby.
What are those
Oh,
yellow
that's
things?
amazing.
They don't stop. Oh, okay, yeah.
So
Anyway,
it's not worth the walk. You want? You guys, whatever. If we're gonna take the subway, we'll take the subway. That's all right.
It is just a couple lines up, a couple stops up.
Oh, you did pull up the subway. Nice.
Yeah. it's just
Is that the
like
green line or is that
Blue.
the blue?
Blue.
Okay.
M looks blue.
Okay.
Take it
While
up to
we're
32nd
getting
Street.
into the subway,
It's Fifth Ave.
I want to chat with Mantio and say, so what was up with that clown thing? Because we work together, so I never thought of you to like flake out.
I have no idea. It was like a disappearing act. There was the kid or I don't know, some short guy dancing with a clown mask and the record player, and it was gone.
You okay? Jet lag? Is everything's okay? You good?
Well, it wasn't just me. I mean, it was me and Mailman. I would be questioning, but he seemed like he had the exact same experience, and he was on the other
Well,
side of it too. I don't know how we missed him.
Yeah. Next time, there's a whole bunch of us here before you guys run off, and we had no idea where you guys went. So maybe just give us a
Didn't go to
holler
20
before you
feet,
go.
But yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway,
I don't press it. That's fine. I just making
I
sure.
don't know, between
she's all
that
right.
and Marcus flipping out. It's not a good start, but
This is definitely not the
will,
same mission as last time.
that
All
was,
right. So you guys make your way to the
clusterfuck that
McAllister
was.
building.
Absolutely.
so we're riding the subway up to 30 up Fifth Ave, and then we'll head over.
So you two
And
guys.
Sean,
have
I think
worked
I've
together
caught
then
up with him
before.
at this point, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Sorry, Phil. What?
No, I just said. So you two guys have worked together then. So this is Agent Mosby speaking. right?
Mosby speaking.
You two guys have
we
worked
had
together.
a,
Everybody thinks it's just Phil talking all the
Yeah.
time.
You gotta like
no,
put your hat
we,
on backwards or something.
we
He's not going to be Phil tonight at all.
we worked
No, he's
together,
Mosby.
and Maya was with us too.
Okay.
I don't quite remember how it came out, but
Yeah, I know.
That's all
It
right.
ended great.
I'll remember it soon. I'll remember it soon, just not right
it was
now.
a real learning experience.
Got it. And so
Forget that
yeah,
anytime
okay.
soon.
It's all a blur. All right.
So I have the keys.
All right. And as you arrive, it's a classic brownstone structure. There's 3 stories and a basement with a castle design in the Kips Bay neighborhood in Manhattan, as you know. There's a fake portcullis that hangs above the large double doors, and artificial ramparts encircle the windows and ledges, and cheap concrete gargoyles, not shown in the image, obviously, watch from the rooftop as Lou laughs.
What is this place? Was it designed by somebody who's playing Dungeons and Dragons or what? Before Dungeons and Dragons? What is this place? A full castle? What is this thing?
Artist co-op.
Yeah, I guess so.
If we'd let Mailman, if we'd let you do your research, I guess we'd know.
I kind of chuckle.
Well, let's go in and go on
Let's
up.
go check it out. Hey, nothing says we have to stay there. We can check it out and regroup.
Yeah, well, I do want to go to the gallery this evening. I bet they'll be open for a few hours yet. This was the Mercury, right?
So you guys,
Are we going in there like FBI badges on now, or no? We're not doing that yet.
We've got keys. We can just go in. I don't
Yeah,
think we
but-
need to do anything.
I've got my badge ready in case I need to flash it, but it's not visible.
do you guys see the picture I brought up?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So as you start walking towards the steps of the apartment, this gentleman greets you and says, "I've been expecting you." NYPD Detective
Giordanda?
Giordanda. Yeah.
Are you,
How you
are you just like hanging out here?
What's his name?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. He gave me a
Agent
call.
Marks. All right.
Told me you guys would be coming.
Gotcha.
Huh.
Are
Yeah,
you on?
so-
Are you on duty right now? Are you off? Like what's?
I'm about to get
what's
off in an hour. I don't live too far from here, so I figure I'd stop by and meet you here. I'm the individual in charge of the right case. So I'm hoping you guys can get to maybe the bottom of stuff here.
Are our FBI badges in our agent names? Like, am I FBI agent Mentillo or whatever advisor? Like, is that agent name, or do I have yet a third fake name that is my FBI ID?
It would be, that's a good question. I didn't really think that out, did I? You would be who your agent name would be normally. Like you want to be, Agent Perez. That's
Okay.
fine. Yeah.
Even though
Amongst the rest of you, it's all Agent Mantillo or whatever you want to use.
So I have to pretend to be French or Canadian because I'm Mignon.
Well, that's amongst these guys.
Maybe
Like,
it's
you don't
okay.
use Agent Mignon.
No, I don't want to. Yeah. Okay.
With everybody
So it
else.
says Gladstone on my FBI.
Yeah,
thing.
Gladstone for sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But you could be American and just be mignon.
Yeah,
Mignon,
hey,
Mignon.
Mignon, New York.
Mignon.
And he looks at you guys. I'm glad. Maybe you guys get to the bottom of this. I'm glad you're looking into it. Now we kind of came to a dead end.
Okay.
He's like, I've been doing this. I've been on the force for like 15 years. I've never seen any shit like this. He's like serious business. Like I have never seen no shit like this.
What's the last time someone's been inside?
It's been a little while. I mean, maybe a month. We haven't gone in there since, was it been June? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe we went in there for July, but it's been pretty
Air
dormant.
conditioning still on?
Yeah, it's not, not uninhabitable. It's just you'll see. And so he's like, hey, here you go. Here's my card if you guys come across anything or need anything. And he walks up the stairs with you. If he's like, if you want me to come with, I'll show you inside.
No, we got it.
Sounds
We got
good.
it. Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, we got it. Anything if we want to take a look at everything that NYPD took out of this place, who do we talk to? You?
Yeah, I'm the man.
Do you have you got it written down anywhere? You got a list of what was taken out that can maybe save you a bunch of time?
Yeah, I'm sure I got it back at the office. We didn't take much out of there. There wasn't really much to take out of there. Look, just you'll get a better idea once you get in and take a look around. It's not like we only have so much room in our evidence locker.
Sure.
Anyways, good to meet you all. Good to meet you guys. Again, give me a call. You got my card.
Thanks for meeting us here. That was great.
All right, Agent Maya, as things are trucking along, you're going, and eventually what's going to happen is you see Agent Marcus enter the airport parking area. So he's going straight to the airport.
In fact, if we're going, whether it's JFK or LaGuardia or whatever, if we're on the road to an airport, she'll actually peel off.
Yeah.
And tell the cabbie to turn around.
It's looking like that airport, this exit. And how knowledgeable are you of New York City?
Well, she's a marshal. She's been a marshal for like 2 years at this point. So it depends on whether she's had people come through New York or not. Want me to roll luck?
Sure.
All right. Always happy to roll luck. So she's been in New York City, but she hasn't had a case here, so she does not know the city that well.
So it goes a little further than what you would expect, or maybe you're like, maybe he's going to the airport? Not sure. And it kind of goes off a couple exits until finally you realize, oh, there's an airplane like landing, and he's probably going there. So you eventually realize, but a little later than probably you could have.
Yeah, I mean, she leaves Manhattan one way or the other, right? Because all the airports are off the island. So
right. So you make your way back to the McAllister building?
So she would just get the cabbie to do an about face and curse and look in her purse at how much money it's going to cost her. But the one thing that she could do while in the car, she's going to go through that file folder that Marcus gave us pretty carefully, poring over it, including looking for phone numbers of anybody who we might want to reach out to, like her father, if there are any friends or family or neighbors that are in there. And she would actually make some phone calls if she could, if we have little Nokia phones in 1995. You tell us if we do.
93, so
we can get Nextels now. Let's get Nextels.
There you go.
Beep, the beeps.
Yeah,
let's get Nextel walkie-talkies.
I got an early sidekick.
Yeah, so I'm fine, Sean, not spending a lot of time on that stuff if it just takes her time to kind of come back. But she would make some phone calls if she could, including like to NYPD to say, I want to talk to the investigating detective tomorrow, and just set some things up for the next day. Right.
Okay.
She wants to call a phone company because she's going to come. FBI's going to look at those records, etc. That sort of stuff.
All right.
This girl's busy, man.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Back to the McAllister building. You have the keys, so you can get in through the entrance. I imagine
so key for the main door. Yep. And then
one for her apartment.
What floor is this apartment
on? She is up one floor. So the way it is like there's
the entrance is on the second floor, right?
There's the ground floor, first floor, second floor. And hers is on the, I can't remember. I think it's on the second
floor.
The entrance is on the first floor, and then there's like a semi basement.
Yeah, usually these have a first floor. Your entrance is on the second floor, so you see the steps going up to the second floor. Then there's probably another basement below that first street level.
Yeah. So who's everybody going in? I imagine, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So there's a foyer. Foyer is a small marble floored room, and it's got the tenants' mailboxes. Right. the floor is covered in old newspapers, sales circulars, pizza coupons, fast food joints. And then the basement itself is only accessible from the street.
Right.
Right. See, that's the offshoot left-hand side. You kind of go down, right?
I'm immediately going to go to her box.
Okay.
And
Probably a key upstairs in the apartment for it.
yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to wait for that. If there's any way, like what I mean,
You are a mailman.
yeah, I know.
I'm
like-
sure you know how to open them.
Exactly.
Master
Without the
key.
Yeah.
I'm sure he knows.
I mean,
the trick.
I'm waiting for Sean to tell me that, but I agree. If ever this character was useful, it would be right
Like
now.
when you play with Sean, we tell him what we do, right? That's how we do it.
So, Sean, I'm going to open up her mailbox.
All right, fine. You open the mailbox. It seems to be flooded with junk mail from June until now. It's just piled up. Nobody's grabbed it. It's filled with stuff.
So I'm going to take all of it.
Okay.
Trying to see if there's any box keys for a package or anything. Or is it just
Separate
all
crime.
paper?
It's all just documents, mostly
All right.
envelopes, flyers, you know.
There was newspapers all over the floor and the foyer.
There are, yeah. That's all over
That's
the
kind of
floor.
strange for this area, Brownstone. People aren't cleaning up after themselves, even other people that live in this apartment building. That's strange.
Artists. It's a bunch of artists. What do you expect?
Oh, they're saving it for paper mache and
Probably.
got it.
They got a bunch of puppies.
Or that, yeah.
So Agent Mailman breaking like the law of mail. Okay.
I'll
just want to make sure.
start
Sand
heading
test.
upstairs.
As Harrigan points out. Sand test. All right. So then there is a single hallway. So if you go up and kind of jog to the right, there's a hallway that goes down quite a bit and circles to the left. And then there's a door, a couple doors kind of in the, is it an L, I guess? Yeah. And there's a single hallway that runs the length of the building that's carpeted in plush burgundy with two apartments on either side. And then once you go down halfway down the hallway, so if you go past the two doors, so you kind of go down, jog to your left, there's a door in front of you, a door to your left, and then there's a hallway to your right that goes all the way down. And down that hallway, you can make out just barely, given the angle, a staircase that runs up and down at the midpoint of the hall.
All right. Head on up.
Yep.
Moving on up.
So
have we
now-
seen anybody?
No,
Building's been empty, quiet.
yeah, it's quiet and empty. The light comes from like the end of the hallway and from the street view up through the door. So it's kind of dim even given it's about almost 6:00 PM as you guys get into the building.
Did they have the individual buzzers for each of the apartments too?
They do.
Next to okay.
Yeah. On the entryway, you would have noticed like the pretty industrial clank of the door. It's a buzzer that authorizes you into the building. So when you get to when you come through and you take that little jog to the left, that's the entryway to her apartment. So she's on the first floor. Or AKA the ground floor.
The entrance floor.
Right.
So
yes.
other than the stoop, we don't have to take stairs. It's on that floor.
Correct.
Yeah. All right.
That's exactly right.
Well, one of us. I'll pretend I have the keys. I open the door.
Agent Mailman, you realize, given your mailman experience, that there are 11 apartments given the mailboxes in this building.
Man, mailman is super smart.
I can count past 10. Don't even have to use my fingers.
All right. What do you want to do?
Open up the
Let's
apartment.
open the door.
Agent Mosby, you with this craziness?
Yeah, I guess the only thing, maybe when we were back in the foyer and you were saying everything was dirty, if I just took a really quick look, does it, like, what's maybe the start date for the messy papers?
Varies. It's anywhere from, a couple weeks, a couple days.
Anything beyond, say, 2 months pre her being kidnapped?
A couple pieces you might
Okay.
find that's like, wow, that one's from March.
Okay.
That's that,
Fair enough.
and that's beat up, like
Yeah.
dirty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, cool.
And I'm going to reinforce as we're going, headed towards there before that door opens. We haven't seen anybody. I don't want us rushing in there. Let's just take a look.
Sure.
All right.
Seem kind of nervous.
Yeah.
Well, the cops have been in there a couple of times.
Exactly. But anyway, so yeah, open up the door and see what we see.
Harrigan's gonna be like trying to get back to that apartment building. All right. So you guys, let's see. All right. All right. You guys you put in the key. You can hear it echo down the hallway, and you click the lock. Click, and it opens up just fine.
So far, so good.
Who's going in? Who's going in first?
I'll go in.
Tio's got point.
Doesn't, yeah.
I got
Yeah.
Mosby there.
All right. Everybody goes.
I'm never first.
Fair. At first glance, you realize the floor appears to be bare and that there was some rug has been ripped up and taken away. And leaving exposed, battered, and stained linoleum. There is that echo from the hall that subsides as you enter the apartment, becomes a little quieter. There's not that reverb you hear at an echoey hallway. First appear, you see no furniture. The walls and ceiling are covered in layers of paper objects, epoxied in a bizarre but seemingly meaningful pattern of strata. You have never seen anything quite like this.
It's all paper. All of these things are paper.
It's at first glance, it appears to be paper. And then it seems upon closer inspection to be a little bit more strange. And it's a little dim and dark. So you probably need some light.
Well, let's flip on the light switch and see what happens.
All right. Okay. Yeah. And it just becomes, there's one lamp in the room. It's got no lampshade. It's just got a bare light bulb, and you turn it on and it glows kind of this, if you've ever just not have a lamp in your room without any lampshade, it just is this weird glow that comes out and highlights all of this stuff on the ceiling and walls. and what appeared to be paper and documents and things of that nature. Something like a crazy super, what do they call it? Collages that kids might make when they're young, in elementary school, junior high, is turned up to 100, and it's all over the ceiling and wall. And not only that, but there's a texture to the surface where there's physical objects that are obviously in the mix of this chaos.
Does the collage like pour into the hallway and like into the other rooms?
It does
We
not.
can't tell yet. Okay. It's just in this room.
Correct.
I want to start. This is in character. I want to check out each room. I know you
Yeah.
said, mailman, you just want to peek in, but I really want to peek into each room before we start sinking into any of the details here. If you guys want to stay here or come with, I don't know.
I'm kind of hanging
staring.
out.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying I'm hanging out kind of like at the door, like it.
Sounds good. That sounds good. Yeah, if you hear
Looking
me
for any
scream,
types of patterns in the paper, any patterns. So I'm going to use my occult knowledge to see if anything remotely looks familiar to something I may have seen.
All right.
I'm
Agent
gonna
Mailman,
pull
give
out a
me
pistol and flashlight and clear the rooms.
Agent Mailman, give me a search check at +10. Since you're standing at the door. Okay. You're enthralled with this craziness that is. You look around the hallway and it seems relatively quiet. You don't hear anything.
This is one hell of an art project. So, Mignon, you're checking things out. You're starting to look at the walls.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yes. I was staring at the walls intently that I didn't realize it. I'm looking for any scrap of pattern that I can possibly see.
Got
Okay.
it. Sean,
That's right. Yeah.
while he's doing that, this might sound a little weird to the rest of you guys. I'm going to walk up to the wall and I want to almost, can I smell the glue? Like I'm thinking to myself, you know, because of my background, like why the hell did I get brought in on this case? Maybe there's some kind of chemicals that are associated with whatever's going on in this particular case at this moment. So it's like there's something going on with the glue. Maybe did this poor woman get a real bad glue high and maybe something happened to her as a result of that?
And
So I'm trying to look
dissolved.
for a chemical angle.
You could probably
Yeah,
tell
dissolved. Yeah,
if
exactly.
any of it was added to recently, because you would still smell that.
So the epoxy seems to be kind of died down because it's probably, to your knowledge, been in place for quite some time. It's not fresh, right?
Okay.
It could be where if she put all of this up in an hour, there might be quite a bit of fumes, but you're not
There's no way to get this in an hour.
you're just like, there is no way
Yeah,
this
okay.
thing was made in an hour. It was
Yeah.
done over time and
Yeah,
something
yeah,
was
yeah,
going
yeah.
on for sure.
Okay.
As you stand there, you notice that there is a cardboard box inside the apartment sitting on the floor. Did you guys happen to walk by?
So everybody that's been glued to the whole. All right. So
Yeah,
is it one of those things where I was just like, do I? Is this something that I feel like it was overlooked, or is this the Kid Clown Part 2? Like what's going through my mind?
The crew might have just walked by it, and you happen to go back to the door, and on
Okay.
the way back, you notice that there is a cardboard
Got it.
box.
So Mailman doesn't necessarily feel like it just appeared there. It could in Mailman's head, like we could have missed this. I'm trying to get a sense of
Are you okay, Craig? Are you okay?
I'm fine. Mailman's fucked up.
Oh man, yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying though? After what I
Yes.
saw in
I
in
agree.
Washington Park,
He should be weird. Yeah.
yeah, the 5 guys walk in here, nobody says anything, and then I'm walking back. Like if stuff's appearing and disappearing, I'm a little shaky.
The
Yeah.
light, the light turned
Okay.
on. Somebody turned
So
on the
it-
light. You were going back to the door. And
Any of
there
you
happened
look
to
at
be
this
the
yet?
box.
And I point at the box.
I mean, there's so much to look at. I must have missed
Looks
it.
like a box.
How big is it?
It's probably 2x2. It says evidence FBI White Plains, comma right, dash A, comma 10 August 95.
Can I? I'm gonna.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Kick
whoa,
it.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, yes.
10 August 95
Today.
today. It's so FBI. Okay. So the FBI has been here. Wow. Okay. Anyway, carry on. I'm not even in the room. I've moved on to the kitchen or whatever the
So-
next room is.
I'm gonna. Is it sealed or closed?
It's open. It's like
It's
the
open.
flaps are open.
Can I see inside it without touching?
Yeah.
And what do I see?
You see 4 looks like cameras in there.
Did you guys order cameras or?
Another box. There's a smaller box, kind of rectangular, narrow, and then there's a roll of some kind. You can't really, you can probably pull some stuff out of there, and there's some other stuff in the bottom.
Unless
Marcus-
Marcus, care package maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Did he say anything?
Oh,
He did say catalog, right? And we don't have anything to catalog with, so I don't
Care
know.
package.
We spoke about getting cameras.
I really
I do
wish I
remember
had
that.
saw that cloud.
Yeah, but do you like the cam? I kicked the box. The box is real, so you're okay.
Yeah. And if you kick it like towards me, I kind of like just kick it right back to you, and I'm just gonna kind of go back outside.
You hear stuff
I'll grab
rattle
one of the
around as you kick it. There's stuff that rattles, and there's stuff.
I'll dig
it
in there
obviously,
because
stuff else.
I
Okay.
need to. I don't think I'm going to be able to study all these patterns just standing here. My legs will get tired, so I figured, you know what, I might as well take some pictures. And
All right, Mignon,
Get
you
it
get
developed.
into the box.
I'm digging in it, just looking,
Yeah.
and
So there,
trying
you
to
come
remember
across
there's a camera.
4 Polaroid cameras. There's 100 packs of film.
Oh, now my elbow's going to get tired.
There's a package of latex gloves in the rectangular box, like kind of a tissue box. And then there's a roll, looks like a rubber band around it. You do it, it's like Ziploc bags. And then there's a bunch of stickers, like little, things labels you could throw on. The
Forensic stuff, forensic
Yeah.
evidence kit.
sealing tape, not sealing, but seal.
Like chain of custody stuff with
Yeah.
names and dates and stuff on it.
And then there's a
FBI,
couple.
baby.
Yeah, and then there's a couple documents in there that says like manifest, and then it's got lines and then a number column.
Catalog. Yeah, just like what they wanted us to catalog here. I guess this is the stuff we're supposed to catalog with.
I don't think there's enough paper.
No,
So
we might
write it
need,
on.
yeah, we might need a couple more pads. This is bonkers.
Do I hear a cab door shut?
Finally,
Outside?
yeah, you hear the door. So, mailman, as you go by the
You're
door, you hear
welcome,
the
Maya.
entry of the door of the apartment building open, and somebody walks in. Maya, you walk in to the apartment building, and you see, flyers and stuff down by the mailboxes, and there's a small set of stairs that go up, and then a little bit of a hallway that probably goes 15 feet and goes to the left.
Once you get to the hallway, Maya, you're going to see me like leaning against the wall facing the door. And I'm going through the stacks of mail.
Okay. So Sean, when she gets in that front foyer, she's going to pause and do like a, what the fuck? Looking at all the newspapers everywhere. And she's got a thought, but she's going to kind of keep it. She climbs the stairs. You guys can actually hear, she has low heels on, so you can hear her coming down the hallway. Thump, 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 thump. And then she
Burgundy
sees the
carpet.
mailman. Then she, you hear him on the carpet then. It's just muffled.
Yeah, and I would imagine you probably hear these guys at some point. there's either somebody that says something like, "You check the box."
Yeah, like cardboard box. I think that's what I hear.
Have I had a chance to finish my circuit of the apartment yet?
So,
Loaded.
yes,
Oh yeah.
Agent Mantio for sure.
That-
So you're gonna through the rest.
I
of
just
the
wanted to do a
apartment.
quick check. I've got a flashlight and I'm just headed to each room and see how many rooms, looking for, just making sure there's nothing in here that's like going to jump us or whatever.
Right, of course. Let's see.
No
I know
snakes.
these science folks, they're going to get lost in the details. And
Let's see. Yeah.
that's where the map pops up.
Right. So the refrigerator is relatively bare. There isn't anything in there.
Is
Except
the
maybe
chaos just
some
in the
some
in the
spoiled
living room?
food. It's looks like the refrigerator of a single woman that hasn't stocked it in a long time.
What rooms are we? We've got a living room, kitchen.
So it's a bit of a unique an apartment because it's kind of it's a studio.
So
So
it's all one big space.
More, yeah. So there's
Okay.
her apartment piece, and then when you walk into the apartment, there's like a tub right in front of you, and then to the left is like the kitchen, sink, stove, refrigerator. Immediately to your right is a door. It looks like there's a toilet inside and a sink and a window, very small. And then, of course, where all the stuff is through a little walkway towards the front of the building where there's a wall just full of stuff in the ceiling and everything. And it has
So
trickled
the-
out into the kitchen entryway. It's
So okay, so when we came in, we were in the kitchen bathroom,
correct.
and then those guys actually, so we actually carried on into the whole studio area,
Correct.
and that's it. There's just the two rooms basically. There's the kitchen entry plus
It's
the
like
toilet. and then there's
studio
the-
apartment.
big
Yeah, it's just
studio.
open. Yeah.
and the studio has no furniture at all. So there's no bed, no like pull down, like the Murphy bed's behind all this crap somehow, somewhere.
Right. That would be in the more towards the front. So there's a bed there that's just on springs and a mattress.
Oh, there is. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a little bed in the kitchen area. So there's a little apartment, a little studio. There's a studio apartment, and then there is a studio, if I'm understanding correctly. Like there's a one-room apartment which has the bedroom, the kitchen, the bathroom, and then you go through the little hall, and then there's this room covered in paper mache. Is that
Yeah, man. Hold on a second.
all right?
All right. Let's see. Na.
I like that there's a bathtub out in the, like, right as you come in the front door. Like you just come in, dump your shit on the floor, hop in the bathtub.
Wow. Yeah, it's just a freestanding tub sitting there. That's it.
Yeah.
Like a
No
claw
taps or
tub.
anything, it's the tub.
Yeah, and then you just have the 360 curtain,
Oh yeah.
curtain that goes around it, and
And then you murder it.
free floating faucet. Yeah, that's
Hopefully a rubber ducky somewhere at least.
Stuck to the wall.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. It got glued up.
Probably thin section first, then glued up all over the place.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
See-
there we
see
go.
that?
Oh, look at this shit. Holy cow.
Oh, it's
All right,
much
you gotta
bigger
make
than I
this a
thought.
lot bigger now. Okay, old telephone nook. Closet, mailboxes. Okay, so we come in through there. Okay, I see the bathroom, the tub, the kitchen, Abigail apartments. Yep, that makes sense. So the right hand half. Okay, so there are a couple little rooms. There's like this. What's this?
There are.
Where your
That's
mouse
probably
is
a bedroom.
right now.
Yeah.
Well, usually
then
in the
there's a
studio apartments,
closet.
like you sleep in the big room, like the big
Yeah, but
open
this
room
isn't.
is where
This
you
looks
sleep.
like
This
it's
is
got a.
this is not a studio.
It's
No,
not, but I don't.
this is a real apartment. It's an art studio and it's an apartment, but it's not a studio apartment. I guess. So there's that
There you go.
bedroom is like the northeast quadrant, and then there's two closets back to back. There's a fireplace.
Reading
Yep.
too much into it, dude.
All right.
There's the main room we're in. There's the kitchen with a tub in it, and there's a bathroom and a couple closets.
Yeah, this is
So,
is
yeah.
the bathroom.
So it's
right?
3 rooms, kind of.
Right.
literally.
And
Well,
then
but there's that room in the northeast too. That's
these
divided
two?
off.
Sure. It's all full of junk. It's all
Yeah,
plaster,
storage.
all
There's no
over
doors,
the
though.
ceiling, all over the window, all over the walls.
Okay.
Way like
So the windows
all
we can't
this.
see out into the street anymore.
There's drapes over the window. Keep the sunlight out.
So open them up. Is the glass is clean?
It's
I mean, not clean, but like if I open it up, sunlight comes in.
yeah,
It's not covered in paper
I mean,
mache. That's what I'm.
August at probably
Sunsets at 8 o'clock.
almost
something like that.
6
8:30.
o'clock,
Yeah.
6:30.
Still daylight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let some light in.
Okay.
Looks clear. She's definitely, as you said, big art project. It's crazy. I feel like if we're really going to catalog this, we're actually going to have to take the stuff down off the walls. Like there's layers of stuff.
Well, we should take pictures first of how it
course.
is, and then peel like an onion. Peel a layer. Use the gloves, definitely. I would use the gloves.
Use a crowbar.
So has Maya joined everybody, Sean?
For sure.
So she's overwhelmed. She's like, holy, what? Kind of looking around inside the place.
Serial killer's got nobody on Abigail, dude.
So where do you go?
Oh, he went to the airport. I followed him. He took an exit for the airport. I decided to get a cab, turn around, and come here. I don't know what's up with him. It's not good. But I wasn't going to waste my whole night going to the airport and watching him check into a flight.
Sure.
Mignon, give me a bureaucracy or intelligence times 5 check, whatever's better.
Intelligence is 40. I'm not the brightest guy.
Huh.
And bureaucracy is 40. They're both the same. So
There you go.
nailed
For
it.
you.
Your calculation by looking at the wall and the ceiling and for any length of time, you figure that it would take 8 days for a single person to category all these items. If it were 4 people, it might take 3 days. And you feel very confident that that's what you're looking at as far as man/woman power.
Okay. So, and that includes like peeling it back and seeing what objects are underneath.
Yeah, doing it the right way.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll impart that once again, there's 4 cameras here and all the bags and stuff. We may be short on some bags, but I'm sure we can get some Ziplocs and do what we got to do. So I'll impart that to everybody when Matteo comes back in, and I just I say, hey guys, if we're gonna do this cataloging thing. It's if we all do it together, it's going to take, a couple days. If we're running in and out, it'd probably take us a week if we're not focused. What is it exactly that we want to do here? Are we really going to catalog this stuff, or are we going to get what we need? And you all know what I mean.
Get enough of a catalog for it to look realistic, and then we need to get what we need.
So
we have lots of other leads to chase down first, Maya says. Sean, she's in the fridge looking for milk or dairy for a date. See if we can find anything that's like older than June. Like, has she been missing since May or something like that? Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So the stuff that's in there are like the condiments, ketchup and mustard. And there's a carton of milk, but that's dated back in June, May.
Late May.
Yeah, late May.
Okay.
And then the other things are a plethora from anywhere from January to July, maybe.
Okay. So yeah, and 95, I didn't put so many dates on food as well. Maya's focus is not going to be the collage. You guys are going to see her wandering the apartment, sort of poking here and there. She's looking for signs of Abigail. So where she kept her clothes, where she slept, a diary, the glue and the stuff that she used to put the collage together. She's looking for like signs of the human part of this. Where did the person live amidst all this stuff? A phone as well. If there's anything like a notepad by the phone, any of that kind of stuff as well.
Sure. All right.
So, Maya, I heard you rooting around in the fridge, right?
Yeah.
Everything's months old?
It looks it. Smells it.
Does it smell it?
Yeah, it was nasty in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can
Can I get a water sample, Sean?
You can get a water sample.
Okay, yeah. So I'm going to go walk over to a tap. I probably have little vials, and I'm going to take a little sample of the water and put a little stopper on it. And wherever we're staying for the night, when we get back there, I'll do some chemical tests on it.
Yeah, you guys see Agent Mosby turn on the sink and take a couple things of water and put them in, or a couple little vials out of his pockets and pours water into them and puts stoppers in the end. Agent Maya, you don't see anything of note. There's no journal. There's no clothing. There's the only furniture that I mentioned, which is the bed. No sheets on it, just a regular mattress, spring, kind of like an older type bed.
Is there a epoxy or a brush or anything that she used to put the collage together?
No.
So that shoots that idea. I was thinking there might be a receipt, just a little hardware store. We'll canvas the neighborhood for that later.
Let me check the windows. Are they locked from the inside also? Got the little latch turned?
Yes, they are locked. So the people let's see, Maya, mailman, what are you doing?
Leaning against the wall, just going through the stacks of mail. So you yell if there's anything that would stand out to me.
Okay, so you are by the mailboxes or just by the door?
No, I'm across the way, looking into the apartment,
Gotcha.
Watching everybody doing their thing, but also paying a lot of attention to the hallway and
Mosby water, Maya searching, and
I'll also take an air sample if I can, Sean.
Sure. Yep, you can do that.
So take water, air, cool.
So Maya and let's see. Whoosh, I tell you.
The other thing that Maya's looking for, I should note, is the occult symbol, like wherever that is. Whether it's, carved into something or painted or some like pattern that was created via the collage.
Sure. Mignon, what are you doing?
So I was getting ready to like section off one specific wall, and I was trying to get an idea of how I was going to like take my Polaroids and label them, A1, B2, like the whole deal. And then right when I was getting ready to set that up, I was very curious, especially after Montillo told us the strange layout of this house. I'm wondering if there are any doors or rooms covered by all of this stuff. And I start knocking on the walls, seeing if I could find any hollows in the wall. And everyone like sees me start like just knocking on parts of the wall just to see if there is anything behind this paper before I go nuts with all these pictures.
Okay. All right. So Maya, Tio and Mignon, give me search checks. Right.
Critical failure.
Nice.
Finally.
Okay.
Maya was successful.
Maya, as you're looking, kind of perusing the room, you realize, for whatever reason, something catches your eye near the entrance of the apartment that you should have seen on the way in, but you're not sure quite what it is. It's kind of sticking out a little bit over by the entrance. You head over there to take a look.
Absolutely. Right, straight away.
All right.
Something on like on the wall.
No, down by the floor, actually. And you see that there is something sticking out from, kind of runs from the outside carpet or rug in the hallway to the entrance, kind of where the door meets the jamb, to the apartment of Abigail Wright.
So it's outside in the hallway.
It kind of comes up to the door and sits right next to the door, right near the floor of the entrance to the door.
And what is it again, Sean? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm having trouble picturing it. So tell you
Something.
what, Maya gets a lot closer to it.
Yeah.
So it's not something, and she looks at what it is.
Yeah, there's something sticking out from under the hallway rug that runs into the bottom, at the floor below the entrance of the door.
So the carpet runs like would have run under the door if a door's closed. Is that true?
The carpet's out in the hallway, right? There's a
So
runner.
it's just like a runner. It's just a runner in the
runner
hall.
all the way down
Okay.
the hallway, right?
Okay.
And there's a wire that you come across that goes
A wire.
a wire that comes out of the rug to the entrance of the door to Abigail Wright's apartment.
Hmm.
And as you get closer and you trace the wire from the carpet, there is an end that looks like a microphone of some kind, into Abigail Wright's apartment.
So a wire under the carpet in the hallway with the microphone, but perhaps shoved under the door at some point.
Correct.
She's going to call that out to guys. Guys, someone had bugged her apartment. She's kneeling, and she's she's not going to be tearing the carpet up or anything, but if she can feel it, she can feel the wire through the carpet, she's going to chase it
Sure.
to see where it goes.
I'm going with you,
But
Maya.
Yeah, but she's told the whole crew.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone bugged her apartment.
Does it look
I'm like, shh. And I'm making it like maybe they're bugging us,
it's too
but I'm
late.
not
Does it-
saying that.
Does it look like FBI gear? Like or does it look professional?
Yeah.
Give me a roll. How about Agent
I want to give you one of my. I must have some electronics or something. Yeah, let's see. Heavy machinery. Nope. Criminology. I guess that would be good. I'll give you criminology. I suck at it, but how do you like that? That seem reasonable?
Well,
I thought that
would I've got what's it called in this system? Damn it.
Signals intelligence.
Yeah, Signet.
Yeah, that is.
I think SIGINT is what we want.
SIGINT is what we
Yeah.
would want.
Okay. Well, I've got 0 in that. So
Yeah.
I've got
Zero.
60 and I'm out there doing it with
Hey,
you.
hey.
Good.
Should I roll it?
Sure. If you want to, give me a roll. SIGINT. Mailman.
Yeah, baby.
Excellent.
Yeah. So just at first glance,
I can tell you what part of China it was made
Yeah.
in.
That's right. This is from Radio Shack.
pretty much over the counter, something you could probably get and Jimmy up. It's basic, like almost
Tandy.
like it's like a lavalier mic somebody put a long wire onto. And there's no clip.
So where does it go?
Yeah, where's she chasing it to?
Maya
That's cool.
traces the wire and it goes down. So you kind of trace it and it goes down the runner, it further into the hallway, and then it branches off to the right to an apartment, kind of kitty corner to Abigail's.
Her badge comes
Goes-
out.
Runs under the door.
Which badge?
Her FBI badge, her fake one.
Okay.
So where's everybody else? Are we all in the hallway?
Yeah, I'll be
No.
with you. And then Mosby, you came?
Yeah, this is kind of like a WTF moment. Like, what the hell is this?
Right. She's like, I think we're going in right now.
Let's do it.
What do you mean going in? Are we going to knock on? What do you mean, pound the door open?
I'll knock.
Oh, okay.
And she does.
As you're knocking on the door, I'm just like, that's fine. Go ahead. Just knock. I don't say anything. I'm muttering to myself, but I'm not suicide. That's it.
And you hear Polaroids going off down the hallway.
She
Okay.
looks over her shoulder as she knocks, though, Sean, and she says, just follow my lead.
All right. And there's no answer. Knock again.
She listens intently at the door, not in a D&D way, in a, is there anybody in their way?
You think there's somebody inside. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, really? She can
Yeah.
hear like a TV or something?
Yeah, that's not as clear as that, but you hear somebody moving around inside.
So she's just going to, she'll move her blazer. So the crew sees her pistol, her service weapon. Her hand goes to it, just on it. And she says, someone's in there.
Okay. Yeah. I'm pulling out of my belt, my waist, a gun.
So to Perez or Mantillo, she says, I knock one more time and then we're going to breach.
Good enough. I probably got a.
Don't we
I've got my
need
tools in
warrants
the
or
duffel
something
bag.
for that? You guys are just going to go rocking and rolling heavy like this?
Follow our lead. Quiet.
I don't have a gun.
All right.
Then stand back.
Mosby stands back.
She knocks one more time, pretty loudly.
Okay. And who's there? Hello?
FBI, we're investigating a missing person for one of your neighbors. Would like to speak with you, sir.
Okay, you hear this. FBI. You hear the deadbolt flip and cracks open the door and there's a chain across the jam. He's like, FBI. What
She nods.
man, what do you want?
We need to speak to you. Do you know Abigail from down the hall? Just like a little bit of your time to talk to you about her disappearance.
Yeah, Laura? Yeah, I know Laura.
You used her second name. You knew her well?
Whatever. What about her?
What's the guy look like? And can I see into the apartment?
Sure, you can see into the apartment briefly, and he looks something like. Let's see.
It looks something like this.
Looks like.
Yeah. One eye, kind of.
Mantio is getting ready to kick in the door if things get to that point. Look, it's a policeman.
I can't tell what he's got on his head.
Not quite. I
He,
like these pictures though.
he closes the door a little bit before it latches. You can hear the chain slide, and then it hits the jam, and he opens up the door. It's like, yeah. So what about Laura? I don't know.
I walk in.
Whoa, hey, what's going? What is this? What are you doing? Don't you need some kind of warrant for that?
Sure.
We're not searching your premises. We just want to talk to you.
What's this guy doing? Or what's she doing? Hey, you can't come in here like that.
I definitely have the military rules in my head as opposed to the FBI rules in my head.
So,
What? Maya will say, hold on to Mantio. Hold on just a minute.
so
Yep.
Mantio, you see, as you've gone past him, I'm guessing,
Yep.
yes, yeah.
Yep.
You see that the apartment is austere. There's no art of any kind, including books on art materials, or art of his own is not present. Looks rather like a hotel suite in its makeup. Doesn't feel like a home. Actually, it seems a little more.
Like a porn studio.
No,
Temporary.
no.
Temporary.
Porn studio. No. Sterile, kind of, right?
Okay.
Yeah, like not really lived in.
Yeah.
What's your name,
Okay.
sir?
Thomas.
And your last name?
Manuel. Manuel.
Can we? I know that Mantio's already in, but she's going to say, "Can we come in?"
Yeah, I mean, I guess, sure. Okay.
So she lets him lead her into the apartment. So it's a little bit more of
Like
a low
all of you?
stress.
Do you all need to come
entry.
in here? Like,
Is there a wire obviously snaking across the hardwood floor here, where because the carpet ends at his door also?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm just sort of wandering, like following it back to wherever it goes as Maya is asking permission to come in.
Okay.
So Maya's going to try to keep his attention as she does her searching.
Okay. What do you guys need? Like,
So Maya gestures. Does he have like a Chesterfield or a sofa or something?
Yeah.
Some place to sit. So she's
Yep.
going to gesture to like the front room by the window and say, sit down for a minute. This might take a minute. It shouldn't take too much of your time. But Laura, as you call her, Abigail,
Yeah.
her case is now federal. There's some of her personal possessions have been seen or used across state lines. So the FBI is now involved. Her missing persons case is now on our radar. So we are going to be canvassing all of the neighbors. So we need just a bit of your time to understand what you knew of her, what her habits were like, who she might have been socializing with. So while she's doing all this, she's kind of maneuvering him to sit him on the sofa so that Mantio is behind him. So Mantio can do her thing with the wire and everything else. So she's kind of trying to monopolize his eyes, the conversation. So he's focused on her.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Sure. So you guys, as you kind of come into the apartment and start talking to him and he sits down, you'll notice that he has an overabundance of great audio equipment, like super awesome stuff. Things, got the analog needles that bounce up and down, headphones, decent stereo speakers, pretty high quality stuff. And he's like, yeah, sure. Whatever you want to know, I guess. I told the police when they were asking about me, and
How long have you lived here, Mr. Manuel?
It's been let's see, I think like a couple years, probably. Like, yeah.
And the place does not look lived in for a couple of years, does it?
Like I said, it doesn't look like
It just doesn't have any personality.
Like very Spartan. It's
yeah,
just
yeah, it's really
functional,
good
what's there,
condition.
yeah.
There isn't like a lived in feel, other than maybe some of his stereo equipment and like walking into a hotel room.
Do you see any of the needles bouncing
No,
at all while
No.
I'm in the other room taking pictures and making noise?
right? No,
Okay.
the stereo, all the stuff's lit up and everything.
She says, so how long did you know her? How'd you meet her? How did you know her?
Oh, Laura?
Yeah.
She's my neighbor. You know, I would run into her every once in a while, and you know, she's your typical chick, you know. Kind of
An artist, right?
A bit stuck up, huh?
An artist, right?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the deal when you live here. You know, you're kind of you're an artist type, creative.
Did she ever show you her art or her studio?
Nah, I wasn't interested in her. I wouldn't interested in that woman's art. Nah. Mm-mm.
What are you interested in?
Me? Oh man, visuals.
Ambient
man.
soundscapes.
Nah. So I'm in the visual arts.
What does that mean?
You know, things you could see, kind of take in through the eye, other than like this abstract painting and stuff.
So do I see?
Does this
do we
wire
see
go
any
to
art?
his equipment?
Yeah.
What about his equipment?
Does the mic wire go to his equipment?
Mm-hmm. There, you're not sure. You can't tell.
So I mean, I'm following the wire. Like I'm just.
Oh, you're
tracing
following it
back.
all the way into the apartment?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like barging in there. Yeah, it goes to a tape recorder. Kind of follow it up. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I pop the tape out.
Well, there's no tape in the tape recorder. It goes to the tape recorder.
Right. But the tape recorder is empty.
You open the tape, you hit eject,
Yeah.
and there's nothing in there.
Is
Why
this
were
in
you
the
recording her?
Huh? What are you saying?
Why were
What?
you recording her?
Who's recording who?
Where are the tapes?
What are you talking about?
Do you want me to explain it with my fist or my mouth?
Whoa, hey, easy, lady.
I walk right up to him, stare him in the face.
It's like, what's going on? I'm sitting here and now I'm like
were
getting the
you
shakedown.
recording her, and where are the recordings?
It's like, I don't know what you're talking about, man.
I'm pulling the cuffs out from my belt.
What in
and
the
starting
hell
to walk
is going
towards
on?
him.
Hey, I got rights here. Like, what's going on?
You had rights till you lied, and I will. I'll hold him.
And I'm being very performative as I go to cuff him and stuff like that. Just try to scare the bejesus out of him.
Hey, what are you guys doing? Like, this isn't right. Like,
If
this
you have
is
something
against my
that-
civil rights, man. Like,
If
I
you have
wasn't doing
something
anything. I was just
you'd
sitting
like
here
to
listening
tell
to
us,
music. You hit the door and
you
you're
should
gonna
tell
talk
us.
to me? What's going on? Who the hell are you people?
He gets an FBI badge flashed at him. She says, I told you who we are, and we know what you've been doing. She points to the wire on the ground and says, if there's something you need to tell us, you better tell us now, or it's going to get much worse for you.
I'll tell you whatever you want, man. I don't know what's going on with that wire. I don't know.
Show us where the tapes are.
I don't know what tapes you're talking about, man.
Show us where the tapes are.
Dude, I don't have any tapes. I got tapes. I'm on audio file, but I don't have any. Like, if you think I'm recording something, like I don't even know what that's to, man.
How does he react when we point to the wire on the floor and say, did you do that?
Give me a human. Maya's
human's pretty good, but we'll see how it goes. Nope. Did not pass.
You're like, man, I don't know if this kid's telling the truth or not. He's pretty rattled by being accused of recording his neighbor.
Your tape recorder, right?
Huh? What? Yeah,
It's your tape recorder.
Yeah, it's my apartment.
Well, you said it's not your wire. That's in your apartment also.
Look, I don't know why that's attached to my tape deck. I don't record.
Okay, so that's where your property ends there, right at the wire, right? That's what you're saying. The tape deck's yours, the wire's not.
Hey,
is that what you're claiming?
Look, I might look strange, but I don't know where that wire came from, and I don't know what it's doing there.
But you know where the tape deck came from because that's yours.
Yeah, it's my tape deck. Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't denied that. I just don't know where this microphone came from, and it was on my recorder. For all I know, you came in and plugged it in there.
That's very likely.
So let's fast forward 45 minutes, kid. We find the tapes. We see that you've been recording them and you've been storing them and you've been lying to us this whole time. That's not a good scenario for you. A much better scenario is for you to show us where the tapes are and to cooperate. So you pick. Either way, we're getting the tapes.
Okay, man. Take whatever tapes you want. Take them all. He just takes them and he starts like grabbing them and throwing them on the ground. Take them all. I don't care, man. Here's Fleetwood Mac, dude. One of my favorites. Here, just take them all. Do whatever you want. I don't need this.
All right.
So we got Mentillo, Mailman, Maya, Mosby. Are you over there? Or are you still in the other apartment?
No, I walked in with them, but I am as uncomfortable as hell at the way these three other
He's probably in the doorway.
Are like this whole shakedown is very uncomfortable for me.
I hear this echoing down the hall.
You are hearing it come from down the hallway. You're like, somebody's yelling.
I put the camera down and walk down the hallway and look in, and I see Mosby, and we lock eyes because we're like the civilians here.
And I'm just like,
and I wave him out.
Yeah, I'm gonna come up.
Like, tell me what's going on. Like, I don't know.
I cruise out into the hall.
Mosby, give me a human check.
Sure.
Hey, man, I don't even know these.
That's how you do it.
So he mentioned that he was a visual artist.
Visual,
right?
he sure did. Yeah.
No, I did pick. Yeah, like there's nothing visual in the apartment. It's just all audio equipment.
Yeah, man. And it's no books, no magazines, nothing published.
Yeah. So when I come out to talk to Mignon. Yeah, when I was out to talk to Mignon, I'm just like, I don't know what the hell's going on in there. Those three just barged in. They had their guns pulled. This poor dude, like, I mean, he's pretty rattled. He's being a prick. Like, I'm surprised they haven't punched him out yet, the way that they rolled in heavy like this. He claims he's a visual artist. I haven't seen any artwork whatsoever. He's got some audio equipment. These guys are demanding audio. He's now throwing Fleetwood Mac tapes at them. I don't know what the hell's going on in there anymore.
So I really think this clown thing has rattled Mailman and Mentillo. And I maybe we need to rest. I don't want to tell Mailman he's right, but maybe we need to sleep on this and regroup in the morning.
You haven't worked with Mailman or Mentillo before, have you?
Yes, not with Mailman, with Mentillo. I have.
All right. Well,
and she was, she was a little more reserved. She still led the way, but that this is,
I didn't see.
I haven't seen her in 2 years. Maybe she's gone through some personal things.
I don't know. I didn't see anything reserved about the way she just rolled into that dude's apartment like that. Like, this is, I don't know.
Wow. They're not going to listen to me. I'll tell you this already. They're not going to listen to me. So you're going to have to figure out how to pull that plug.
Me? Do they can listen to me?
Dude, you're a federal employee.
I work for the EPA. I am barely federal. I think she's military the way she just rolled in there.
So then how do we do this? How do we defuse the situation?
Hey, what do you guys want anyway? Like, can you guys leave now? Like,
we're just out in the hallway.
I know, but he's talking to the people that are in the apartment.
Yeah, no, I know.
I'll go to the guy's sink and I'll open the door under the sink and pull out a garbage bag and I'll start stuffing tapes into it.
No garbage bags.
What? Okay, I'll take a trash can then.
No trash can.
No trash can.
No trash can.
Because
I open
Do you have any ID on
I
him?
tell Mosby, I'm like, that's because he's on a stakeout.
Sure. He pulls out his ID and gives it to you. Says, yeah, well, here's my ID.
Where's your badge?
My badge. What do you mean, my badge?
This is all federal now.
My badge? What are you talking about? I'm an artist, man. What do you mean, badge? You talking to
Nothing
him?
else on him.
He looks at Maya. He's like, you talking to her?
Checking every pocket, just like I am now. Like his face is getting more punchable by the minute.
So he's got nothing on him, like a wallet with his ID in it, but nothing else in it.
And there's nothing. Is
there like a dish with wallet and keys or something on the table? Or
no, this thing is like the place is bare, other than his like cassette tapes and his stereo.
Fridge is empty.
So no car
pillow.
keys. Okay.
His place is empty. Like,
all right, I'll go get the cardboard. Oh no, I say, Mosby, can you get get that cardboard box?
Don't bring it near me.
Empty it out, please.
The cardboard box?
Yeah, the big one.
Yeah, the one that was in the other. Yeah,
the evidence box.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
So I go do that. I go walk into the apartment, and I guess I'll empty out the contents as I was asked to do.
Yeah,
and I'll pick up the box, and there was a lid, so I'll take the lid just in case, and then I will come back down the hall, and I'll hand it over. I'm assuming you're going to use it for the cassette tapes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And as I do that and I hand it over, I look around and I'm like, Thomas, one thing I don't get, you say you're visual arts and I don't see anything on your walls. You just got this audio equipment. Like it doesn't make sense what you're telling us here. And I think we're getting pretty frustrated. You might want to start making some sense here, my man.
Yeah. I mean, I do my work in the basement at night. That's where all my materials are. The night manager, Mr. Castaigne, he lets me work down there.
Where do you sleep, Thomas? Because it's not here.
I sleep on my bed.
Where's your wallet? Where's your identification, your driver's license?
I just gave it to you. Here.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, right here. Right here. I gave it to her.
It over to you.
To him.
When I'm standing in the hallway, I take out the business card that Chief Detective Giradanda gave us, and I call him when I'm in the hallway while they're doing their deal.
All
right. Do I see that happening?
Yeah. Can you guys hold just a second? Like I got
Yes.
a dog that's about to pee on the floor. Hold on a second. Take a 5-minute break. Be right back.
Do what you gotta do.
I literally have the card in my hand for the detective, and I take my phone out and I'm getting ready to dial it.
And I'm just gently coming over to you.
Yeah.
To you, and I'm
Mailman
just
is
kind
coming
of
over.
closing the phone. Not going to say anything. Just going to look at you.
Okay.
He loves it when you do that.
I don't know the police stuff, so I saw this in an episode of TJ Hooker. I thought maybe
Magnum PI.
Maybe I should have. William Shatner was such a better cop than a captain of a starship.
Yeah, and I'm not being like, and to be clear, like I'm not being forceful or anything. It's just like
no.
Yeah, it's
Greg,
just like kid.
We don't have history yet, but
yeah,
don't worry, Mignon. He follows what the guys with guns do. I don't know that stuff.
The guys with guns.
Seriously, I don't. Whatever. Okay, you tell me what to do. So that's how we're gonna end it. Is I'm about to call, and he tells me don't.
This has been a Litterbox Studio production.